Hello, good morning, guys. I hope I'm audible to everyone. So, this is Suman here from Seven Sense Talent Solutions. So, I'll be taking up one of the soft skill concept today. Okay, so today basically we are going we are going to learn something new and something different usually whenever we do these things we don't usually think too much. Like basically it is decision making. So how many of you people think and then decide? So most of the time what happens is we will be going through or we'll be taking up decisions depending upon the situation, right? So we'll be taking up the decision depending upon the situational basis, and will not think too much, because at that moment whatever we find it correct we will just directly go with that decision. How many of you do like that? I most of the times do, because I don't think you need to think too much when it is on the situational basis. Yeah, for long term basis, yep, your decisions do matter, but not for the near future ones. So how many of you don't think too much, or how many of you go with the situational things and don't take decisions by taking up a lot of time and all? Everybody? Not everybody. There are few people who will take their time, they will think a lot, and then they take the decisions. I have seen a lot of people. Okay, yeah, so we'll be going through these decision making skills and these decisional things, what you have to do and what are the things which you have to remember before taking up a decision. So we'll be going through those things. Okay, yep. So the first thing which is you have to know is what is decision making skills, and how you have to cope up with that, and how to find out different ways of decisional making, and what are the different situations you face, right? Okay, so basically what is decision making skills? So first you have to analyze what is the situation, right? So sometimes it may be depending upon the, like for example you may be thinking about which college to join or what to study, or let us say what is your career path. All these come under decision making skills. And also the best thing about decision making skills in a working environment is, so there are few types where you can discuss with others and then come to a conclusion on decision, or sometimes you can be autocratic, you'll just decide whatever you want if you are in a managerial position, right? Now the things which you here is in decision making skills is a decision is defined as a conscious choice among alternative courses of action. See, for example, if you have three choices or four choices, you would think and then decide what to take up, right? So for example, the simple one, so you go to a cloth store, right? So you have around, like you have various of clothes, alternative choices are a lot of alternates are there, but you choose one. Why? Because you like the color, or let us say you like the design, or it best suits you, right? So all those aspects, you think about those aspects, and then you choose it. So these are the same thing happens in your day to day life or your working environment. So there are a lot of alternatives, but you choose which is the best one. That is what a decision making is. Okay. Or you can also say that it is blend of thinking, deciding, and acting. So completely. Okay. So it's not only accepting the things, it is also acting on those things. Okay, it is also acting upon those things. So that is about decision making. So have you ever found yourself regretting your decision? Have this happened any time, like you have decided on something, maybe even it is simple one. Like for example, I used to regret of about choosing a, let us say, red color dress. That is also a regret of decision, right? So have you ever regretted about any decision, guys? Because see, I'm just relating it to your normal life, because when you join into a work, like when you are join into a company, so there the working environment and decisional making skills, everything becomes so much of so important for you people. Okay, fine. So very often, okay. Yeah, most of the times, even everybody has that. So basically, decision making skills, they show your proficiency in choosing between two or more alternatives. So you can make a decision once you process all the information available to you, and then speak with the right points or speak with the right person, and then come up with the final one, right? So overall, like it's important to identify the process that will help you to make the right decision on behalf of the organization when it comes to working environment. Okay, so that is what I said. So having a lot of alternatives, and then finding all the relative information, and then discussing with the people, right people, using the right points, and then coming up with one particular solution or one particular process, taking up the decision on behalf of your organization, or let us say your team. Okay, so that is about the complete the package about what is decision making skills. Now see, you will have a variety of the skills to make the right decisions. Like for example, solving skills, or let us say you are having a leadership skills, again then you have good decision making skills if you're a leader. And then your reasoning, or let us say your teamwork. So teamwork is also good. It also helps in decision making. Next, also emotional intelligence, and then time management, organizational. See, all these are helpful, and all these make you to take up a good decision. For example, let us say if you are having a good problem solving skills, then it means leaders who are having problem solving skills to make a critical decisions are very good in decision making, right? So you need to factor in a different viewpoints to consider the various variables required to make a good and thoughtful decision. Okay, so and also it is a necessity that you separate the emotions from the conversations you have with people, right? So the emotional intelligence is also important. Like you should not feel down, or you should not the relationships should not affect your decisions when it comes to organization. And also being a leader, if you're being a leader, then it is very particular that you have to take the decision on behalf of your organization, or let us say on behalf of your team, so that the team grows, and also there is less the downfall, or less impact of the things. So that is why you have to think about those all the things. Now, so here, as I said, all these gathering informations, assessing alternatives, resolutions, all these are taking up the decision. So step by step decision making process is, that helps you to get a thoughtful decision, okay, by organizing all the relevant information which you have gathered from various people, or let us say various sources, okay. So that will help you to create a good and thoughtful decision, okay. Now, what is decision making process? See, we have these steps, okay, when it comes to decision making process. Okay, so first one is identify the decision. Second one is gather relevant information about that, and then identify the alternatives. Next, weigh the evidence, choose among alternatives, take action, and the last one is review your decisions and its consequences. Okay, so all these are important. So the first one is identify the decision. So when it comes to identifying the decision, so how to make a good decision? So like first, so these are the questions that you have to ask. What is the decision I need to make? Okay, what is the decision I need to make? Like what is the purpose of decision? Let's go with a smaller one. Okay, will not take a bigger problem, and will not try to solve the bigger issues now. Let's go with a smaller one so that we can understand it better. Okay, let's try to take smaller one, and we'll find out the answer, like we'll find out and solve take a good decision for that. Okay, now what is the decision I need to make? Okay, for example, let us say I need to choose a coffee shop. Okay, so I need to choose a coffee shop, or let us say I need to go to a coffee shop. So the first one question is, what is the decision I need to make? I need to choose a coffee shop. That is what the decision I have to do, right? So this is how you're going to answer all these questions. So first one is I need. So this is all the complete, the thing which I wanted to do, right? So I wanted to go for a coffee. So now, if I want to go for a coffee, and there are a lot of coffee shops, okay. So then one is 2 kilometers, one is 3 kilometers, one is 5 kilometers away from me. Okay, so then the first question for me is, what is the decision I need to make? Okay, so the decision I need to make is which coffee shop I need to choose, the 2 kilometers one, or the 3 kilometers one, or the 5 kilometer one, right? So that is the that is the question I will be asking myself. Now when it comes to second question, will my decision get me in trouble? Okay, so see, if I choose this 2 kilometer away coffee shop, will I get into any trouble? I don't know, right? So if I choose the third one, will I get into trouble? Or let us say I choose the fifth one, will I get into trouble? So that is what you have to think. What are the troubles that I may get when I come up with a decision, or when I come up to choose one of the decisions? What are the troubles I may find, right? What are the different consequences I may face? How to deal with those consequences also, that will be taking in the next one. So first is you are going to ask the question for yourself. Now, I want you people, I want every one of you to take up one or the other, this situation, and try to find out these questions. So at the end of the session, I'll be asking you, what was your agenda, or what was your thought of taking up the decision, or what was your situation that you wanted to take up the decision in? Okay, fine. So that is what I would say. Now, when I say that is the normal one. So when it comes to organization, okay, when it comes to organization, let us say I have a project to complete. Okay, I have a project to complete. Now, What is the decision I have to make? I have to choose a team. Okay, I have to choose a team. Now, will my decision get into trouble if I choose these people, or will my decision get me into trouble if I choose second set of people, right? So that is the question which you have to think. So one, I gave you the real time example which we usually face, and the second one is organizational. Okay, organizational. Done. Now, or also sometimes you may face that you have two projects to complete, and like the deadlines are near to each other, so you may be in confusion like which one to choose, right? So what your decision here to decide is, so which project to complete first, right? So the second question will be, if I do not complete the second one, will I get into trouble? Or if I choose the second one to complete first, will I get into trouble, right? See, I gave you three set of examples, and you can relate yourself, or you can relate any of these situation or consequences which you are thinking in your mind for this one. Now, third question, will my decision put me in danger? Okay, will my decision put me in danger? For example, the first example which I had taken, okay, going to a coffee shop. If I go to the cafe which is A, okay, let us say the cafe A is 2 kilometers away, cafe B is 3 kilometers away, and cafe C is 5 kilometers away. Okay, now if I go to cafe A, will I face any danger? Or let us say, if I go to cafe B, will I face any danger? Or will I, if I go to cafe C, will I face any danger? So this is what the question you are going to ask yourself, right? Now, that was about the cafe thing. Now, coming to organizational, if I choose the first set of team members, will they complete the work properly? Or if they do not complete the work, will I be in a danger? Okay, will I be in a danger? Or also for the, that was same with the second the second set of people. Now, coming to individual thinking, if I choose to complete the first project and leave the second project, or held up the second project, will I be put into any danger? Will I be facing any danger, right? So that is what the danger may be anything, like since the project was very important, you may get fired, or sometimes you may get scolded from your seniors and all those things, right? So this is what happens. Those are the consequences which you have to really think about. Now, next question which you are going to ask is, will my decision hurt myself or others? So usually when it comes to the this first example which I had taken, that is the going for a coffee shop, and if you are going alone, then it doesn't matter. But if you are going with your with your friends and all, so then you have to think that, will my decision hurt myself, or that will my decision hurt my friends? Okay, will my decision hurt my friends? Okay, so that is the next question which you're going to ask yourself. Now, the same question you have to ask when it comes to the organizational things also. Like for example, if you take this decision, will it hurt your team members? Okay, if you take this decision, will it hurt your team members? For example, see, first set of people are also your colleagues, and the second set of people are also your colleagues. Now, if you choose the first set of people, that may hurt the second set of people, right? Or if you choose the second set of people, that may hurt the first set of people. That decision, again, that also you have to think, again you have to get those the proper reasons to choose them also, because that again uh, is a trouble for you. See, okay, that again is a trouble for you. So again, when it comes to individual things, so if I try to, let us say, if I have two projects, and again I'll complete that both of the project by the deadline, and I'll hurt myself by not taking care of me, or not taking care of my health. That means I'm hurting myself by taking that decision, right? Or if I don't do the project, again my senior may be having a lot of expectations on me. If I don't complete that project, I'm going to hurt my senior, right? So all these kind of things, all these kind of confusions, everything must be dealt properly, so that you can have a peaceful environment for you and for the people who work with you, right? Next one, last one is, do I need to ask for help? Do I need to ask for help? Okay, so in the first example, it is nothing but, if you're asking for help, you can just ask your friends to choose, or just to choose between all those three, discuss and then decide. So that doesn't matter too much in the first example, but in the second and third example, it may you may need help, right? So the thing is, in the second one, but between choosing the people, you can ask help, like you can decide whether you have to ask help with your with some of with your other colleagues, okay, or with your with your senior also, okay, to whom to choose between the people and all. And also, that is what you can ask the help with. Or you can also ask help to decide and give the people. And also for the third example, so you can think and you can decide whether to ask help from people, to help from your colleagues, to help in the completion of the project. So that is one thing. So that is how you can decide whether to ask help or not. Okay, so this is when it comes to identify the this is when it comes to take up a good decision. When it comes to taking up a good decision, how to make a good decision: first identify what you want, like first identify what you want, and then go with the decisions. Next, okay, see, next is gather relevant information, identify the information. And then second one is going to be the gathering the relevant information. So see, now as I said, when we go with the uh, decisions. So for example, the first one which I had taken, that is coffee shop one. So here, when I'm gathering the relevant information, let us say that the coffee shop A is closed for the day, right? And the coffee shop C is also closed for the day. So that means I need to choose the coffee shops B, right? So that is what, getting a relevant information about what are you doing. So that is important. Next, coming to the second example, getting relevant information about your colleagues, about how they have worked till now, all the and about their roadmap on the project. Everything can be gathered and then taken up the decision. Okay, first you will well, first you'll identify what you have to decide, and then you will gather relevant information about them, and then you go on with that. Okay, so again, if you are an individual performer, then you are going to take up the relevant information to complete the project and the deadline and everything, and then decide which one to complete first, right? So and then decide which one to complete first. Next is identify the alternatives. Identify the alternatives. So for example, see, you have to choose a team, right? So first one is you have to choose a team. Second thing, you will gather relevant information about about the people who are working in your organization to make a team. Third one, identifying the alternatives. See, it is not like there is an ideal team, right? So there is not like ideal team. So what you can do is choose five people in one set and choose five people in the other set. Then you will have different alternatives, right? So then you will have some different alternatives. So identifying the alternatives is important. Okay, so once you identify the alternatives, then choosing is not so difficult, because you can just choose which is the best one. But sometimes there will be the neck to neck competition between the alternatives, which will make you struggle to choose one. So that is about the things. Next is weigh the evidence. That means whatever the information that you have gathered, check whether they are relevant, like check whether they are true or not. Sometimes you may be you may be misled by the informations. So don't go with that. Next is you have to choose among those alternatives once you are done with weighing the evidence and gathering the relevant information and all. Next is take action. Okay, so next is take action. Once you're done choosing the alternatives, you're ready to take the action, like you're ready to work on that action. And the last one is you have to review your decision. Okay, you have to review your decision, because if any consequences that may have to be faced is faced by you, so that's why you have to review your decision and its consequences. Okay, so as I said, how to make a good decision. So next thing is easy choices. What are these easy choices? Like few things are very easy to choose, right? So you need not think a lot of, like you need not waste your time to think a lot. Okay, now easy choices are like those which are very simple and you need not waste your lot of energy to choose. Okay, so like for example, you may have to decide between choices given to you. Okay, so for example, if I ask you which is your favorite one, cats? Okay, cats or dogs? If I ask you to choose between cats or dogs, it's very simple, right? So you can easily choose among them. Or let us say, do you like summer or winter? Do you like summer or winter? Again, it's a very simple one. Or you can also, if I ask you like playing a game or riding a bike, that is also that can also be answered very well, right? So these are simple and easy choices which. Cat is your favorite, Ali? Okay, okay, great. See, it's very simple, right? So you can easily choose between them. Or sometimes, which is your favorite color? There are a lot of colors, and you're going to choose one or two among them, right? See, there is not there. You will not feel any difficulty in choosing those. Why? Because those are easy choices, and you can choose them very easily without having any doubts and all in your mind. Okay, so next, hard decisions. Okay, hard decisions. So for example, I'll give you some of the choices here. Okay, and then we decide what would be the good decision based on the question you ask yourself. Okay, so the first one, see here. Okay, Charlie is very angry with Ben and wants to yell at him. What is the question Charlie needs to ask before giving into his anger? Can you try? Can you try to find tell me what question you will ask if you are in the place of Charlie, and if somebody or some of your friend is in the place of Ben? Yes, just answer me, because it's kind of a simple activity which you can think. Okay. I'm not audible. Guys, am I not audible? Okay. Think what you would ask. Let us say Ben has done something, and you're gonna ask. You're very angry on Ben, and you want to ask. You want to yell at him. Okay, what is the question you will ask before giving into his anger? Okay, before giving into your anger, think and let me know, because it's kind of a simple activity which we can do it here. Guys, come on, answer. What would he yell at him? That's it. What is the question? Um, you will ask Ben before getting into your anger. See, it is not like I have to tell you what decision you have to take here. It is completely dependent upon what you people think and how you ask question to yourself. Okay, so that depends upon person to person. That was great, Arkesh. Why, Ben? Why? Anybody else? Be free, get it out. Uh huh. Then, okay, maybe Charlie would ask him why he did a particular thing that makes him angry. Why you need to do this, Ben? Great. See, all of you are giving different answers. Well, that's what it is. So it completely depends upon what you think and how you analyze the situation and everything. It's person to person. Only thing is, we have to make sure that it doesn't affect anybody too much. Okay. Okay. Another hard decision I have here. So try to think. Susan's mother asked her to do the dishes, but her favorite TV show is on. What should Susan think before making her choice? Yeah, this is also a hard decision. Most of people like, if for boys, if I wanna say, so their cricket matches, their favorite team is having a match over there, and your mom keeps on calling you. Let us say you have an important work that your father had given. So what, how would you come up with that decision? For girls it's about TV show, and for boys it's cricket match. Yep, think and answer. I would do the job because by half time it will be clear that my your team is gonna lose. Today's attendance link. Yeah, sure. Okay, so attendance. Yeah, here you go with the attendance link. Susan will think the way she can keep watching the movie. How can she keep both of them? Yep. Okay. Others, please answer. Okay, so if I was in the place of Susan, what I would think is whether the TV show is going to repeat tomorrow or not. Okay, so if it is going to be repeated, then I would go and do the dishes and then come, and then I'll watch tomorrow, like tomorrow morning, like repeat telecast will be there. No, so that is one. If it is not going to repeat, then I would watch my TV show first and then go and do the dishes. Okay, so because dishes are not gonna run, all right, because dishes are not going to run anyway. So that is why I can do that. But I don't know if Susan's mother is, if Susan's mother will hit her or something. I don't know. I'm not responsible for that. But yeah, if I was in her place, I would have decided this thing. Yep. See, everybody thinks in their own way, and also boys, I did not get any answer, like only one person. Okay, only Arkesh gave me the answer, others did not give any answer. Yeah, see, yeah, sure, right. So this is what is another decision, is okay. Fine. So my decision, if it is affecting others, so you have to think about this also, whether your decision is affecting others. Like for example, whatever we do makes difference in someone else's life also. Okay, whatever you do will make difference in someone else's life also. For example, most of the times if you choose something like for example, is some point at some point of view, so when it comes to your parents or whatever, whoever it may be, so if you choose a certain college, or if you choose a certain company to go, whatever it may be, so everything makes a certain difference in your parents life also. Okay, that is what here it is. So that's, you have to think whether it is making a good difference, or whether it is making a bad difference, or even if it is making a bad difference, whether it is affecting very much, they're emotionally affected on that or not. Okay. Okay. Now, good decision may let others live lives get better. Okay, sometimes whatever you decide in a in a good way, or let us say your decisions are, if they are good, like for example, going for studies to abroad and getting a good or going for your job in abroad and getting well settled. So all these are good decisions which you take up in your life. So that will give a good impact on the others also, like your parents will be happy and they can live a better life. See, all these are different. And also when it comes to your working environment, if you are taking a good decision, like for example, if you have chosen something better for your team members. Okay, if you are choosing something better for your teammates and all, so that would create a good impact on them, and also they will be motivated, and also they will choose to work in a better way, and that will create a positive impact on their lives, right? So on their working lives. So that is what good decision is. Bad decision is something which would create problems for others also. See, everybody is related to one another, right? So when it comes to you, if you consider yourself, so your friends are also related to you. Sometimes whatever the decisions which you take may also affect your friend's life, right? So also your parents or your relatives, one another. So we are related to one another. Whatever we do, that also gives a slighter minimum, means that is where at least a slight change in them. Okay, so the probably maybe the way they think about us, that is also a simple one, but still that is also an impact, right? So everything, so that will be, there will be a change in that. So bad decision usually cause many problems, because usually this happens when you are going in a bad path. Like for example, if you're having a bad habit, or if you're choosing a bad career. Like, it's not like career is not a bad one or good one when it comes to job. Like for example, if you're it doesn't matter too much like what you're working in, but the cause of that, yes, it does matter. For example, see, yeah, I would take it to a little bit of sensitive thing. Like for example, if you are a drug dealer, see, that also is a job. That doesn't mean that if I'm saying that every job is good, so that doesn't mean that drug dealing is a good job, right? So that is something which affects somebody's health, or somebody's mindset. Your parents will also get disturbed from that. So I'm just giving you an example. I'm not see. I'm not intent to say that one of you here is doing that. I'm just giving a simple example. So please don't take it to your heart. Okay. So don't think that I am pointing to someone and all. Okay. So this is what the bad decision may cause. And when it comes to a working environment, so bad decision in the sense choosing the teammates sometimes may also go wrong. So from that, there will be a problem for the uh, company organization. And if you're working on a project and you could not complete that project on time, like if you are given two projects and you cannot complete both of them on time, or one of them on time, so that will be a problem for the organization, right? So your bad decision causes problem for the organization also. So that is what you have. Next is a good decision, and considering others before you make a decision will help you to lead a happier, healthier and safer life. So always remember that when you decide something, also keep in your mind that somebody's others lives will also get affected. So in that way you can lead a happy life. So in that way you can also keep others and yourself happy. But it doesn't mean that you have to always think about others. Try to give time to yourself also. Try to understand yourself, because most of the times people struggle making others happy, right? So they will end up um, not taking decisions for themselves. uh, Okay, so that is also the things which you have to understand before taking up any decision. Okay, so I know there is a confusion. You will always feel confused like what to choose, because sometimes things come in between, like to choose what to choose, whether to make others happy, or whether to be happy. So think that like you can weigh the impacts there. Okay, if it affects too much to others, it would be better that you can take that to yourself, because I don't think that you can live happily by making your family, your friends or your parents to be sad. So that's what I always think, and I always suggest to others also. So that is what I would always say. Never take a decision on the heat of the moment, because most of the times those decisions are always wrong, like 99.9%, which I think is wrong. Think before speaking. This is the common mistake which usually this generation people will, like students, you students will always do, because nowadays I don't see any patience in the students. Nowadays I don't see any patience in the youth, like teenagers like you people, because I don't know what is the reason behind that, but usually they lose the temper too soon. And the thing you have to understand is that doesn't affect others. Most of the times it affects you people. Okay. So there are various reasons why it affects you. Like if you're a very short tempered person, then nobody will try to open up to you. They'll not speak whatever there is in their heart. Okay. So always there will be a filter whenever they are speaking. So that is one thing. Like there will be a gap between your relationships, and that is not a good thing. Okay, so that's one thing, one impact, one problem which you can face. And the other problem is like you cannot when you're not controlling yourself, again you end up losing a lot of things. So which I usually say that take have a good patience and take a good care of everything, every situation. Okay, so I know it's a little bit getting to this your day to day life, but still decision making comes in everything. So it's not only for the your organizational things or your working environment. So it also depends upon your own personal life also, right? Yes, next is what happens next. Always think, when you take a decision, what happens after that? After that, how, whether if it is, if whether if it goes wrong, are you ready to face the consequences? Okay, or if it goes to a good level, then are you ready to make a celebration of that? All these things are important, right? So some consequences are good and some consequences are bad. Sometimes whatever the decision you take, after taking up the action, they may go wrong. So you may have not thought about it, but still they may go wrong. But it is not your fault that you have not taken up the good decision and all. So see, till you take the decision, it's in your hand, but after that it's not in your hand. Whether the result is not in your hand, right? So whatever the consequences that are going to happen, whether it is good or bad, it's not in your hand. But once it turns out to be a good one, or once it turns out to be a bad one, it is in your hand how you're going to deal with that. Okay, so always keep this in mind. Done. So this is one thing which I wanted always to tell the students, that see, most of the students, I have seen them, so after taking the decisions, so they will end up regretting for their whole life, saying that okay, my decision made me like this, my decision made me like that. No, guys, see, your decision, you had taken it, done, finished. Why are you thinking again about that? So if it turned out to be a bad one, why can't you try to understand the situation and try to solve the situation? That's it. You can do only those things, but you cannot turn out the time, right? So you cannot go and change the things and all. There is done. See, past is finished and you cannot change anything. So try to make sure that you are facing the consequences properly, and you are trying to come up with some or the other solution, so that you can end up doing something good on behalf of that. Okay, so a consequence is what that happens next. So before making any decision, think ahead to what could happen. Always remember, you cannot completely judge it, but at to the most extent you can try to do that. And also correcting the bad decision is very important. So whatever the mistakes you do, whatever the decisions you take, they may end up being bad. So you can always try to try to correct that bad mistake. And also always remember that is there is always a second chance. Okay, so it is never late to start something. It is never late to start something new, or it is never late to change, or it is never late to completely correct your mistakes. That is what I always say. Okay, so we cannot always make good decisions. We are humans, right? So we also make mistakes. So always remember, you will always have a second chance to correct it. Keep this in mind. Okay, so yep, so this is here we come to an end of the decision. So this is where here we come to an end of the session. And whole in all, so if I want to talk about just about decision making is, so being practical. Okay, being practical, I would say that always remember one thing is, you cannot always make a good decision. Okay, and even if you go wrong, make sure you correct it. Just don't leave that as it is. Make sure you correct it, and make sure you are up to the mark when it comes to you yourself. Okay, try to take care of yourself and also the people whom you love and whom you are with. Okay, and also your organization. Whenever you join a company, make sure you don't hurt anybody's intentions, and also your intention should not be bad one. Okay, so that's what I want to say. Okay, yep, I have shared the attendance link and also the feedback link. And thank you so much, guys, for attending the session. And yes, Kamaldeep, thank you so much for your comment. And yeah, have a good day, and keep these things in mind. Okay, so yep, thank you so much, guys.